Welcome to the commencement ceremonies of Mount Vernon High School 2021. It is my esteemed privilege to be the mistress of ceremonies for today's commencement. My name is Peggy Williams, school counselor at Mount Vernon High School.
Peggy, they can't hear you that.
We are going to celebrate today. At this commencement ceremony for the graduates, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, I would like to invite Jessica Vasquez and Julianne Basabe to come forward, President and Vice President of the senior class at Mount Vernon High School.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Was that loud enough?
Please remain standing for the Star-Spangled Banner. Be seated. At this time, I would like to present our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Kenneth R. Hamilton, to bring us greetings.
Good morning. Firstly, I'd like to extend my thanks and appreciation to the esteemed staff and administration here at Mount Vernon High School. Please join me in giving this staff a round of applause. I am honored to stand before you as the superintendent of the Mount Vernon City School District, but more importantly, to honor and celebrate those students who are seated before us this morning as you complete your high school graduation. There is no doubt in my mind that you will go on to do great things. Among you today are great leaders in the making, entrepreneurs, politicians, teachers, doctors, lawyers. Indeed, you are in control of your destiny. Anything you desire to do, anything you desire to be, you have the foundation in order to do that. This year, in particular, we have seen witness the incredible resilience of our young people who have stepped up to the plate and made strong decisions and made sure that their voices have been heard. We have seen our students and young people all across this nation take role in making Black Lives Matter a national movement. We have seen young people take leadership in making sure that those in the power, who sit in positions of power, understand the importance of recognizing the value of equity and equality in our nation. You will go down in history as the class that survived COVID, the class that made an impact. I want to encourage you to be passionate about whatever it is you want to do. And never let someone make you go left when you're trying to go right. Be conscientious about your choices and your decisions. Be mindful of the people with whom you keep company. Be mindful of those people who are in your ear telling you one thing that you know not to be true and trying to take you off your square, move you off your focus. Always remember that you are in control of your destiny. Whatever you choose to do, whatever you want to be, you can do it. Imagine what it's like to be in your position today. Imagine what it would be like to be at a place where the world is your oyster. All the things you need to be successful, you have in your repertoire. It's in your toolkit. All you have to do is access it. I am so proud of you. We have seen the most impressive list of college acceptances we have seen in decades in Mount Vernon. We have seen the most impressive list of scholarship awards that we have seen in decades. So that provides evidence that the work is indeed making sense and taking root. I want to thank our parents who are in the audience today, our parents and guardians, whatever support system you have. Know that without your participation, without you rallying behind these young people, they would not be where they are today. And today, as much as we celebrate our students, this is just the first of many such celebrations. There will be college graduations. There will be celebrations of promotions for those going into the workforce, celebration of those going in the military as they advance through the ranks, celebration of those who will take the bar exam or pass the medical exam one day. Those who will stand in my shoes one day and lead this great city in the field of education. I applaud you, I celebrate you, and I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to get to know you as well as I have this year. I want to thank you for your emails and your calls to advocate for yourselves, to advocate for this in-person celebration. And I want you to know that I am just as happy as I can be to see this school year come to an end. And I hope that you will remember as you move forward the skills and strength that you have displayed this year. Now, no doubt you have taken it in stride and you've just managed it because that's what we do as a people who are resilient. But do know that there will be other challenges ahead where that resilience will come in handy. You will be faced with other obstacles. May not necessarily be COVID, but there may be other obstacles very similar that would cripple some people. But you have the skills, and you have demonstrated that. So today, I'm going to be very brief and close my comments so that you can go on and be honored and celebrated as you deserve. And I want you to take a moment to stand and applaud your teachers. Graduates, please stand. Applaud your teachers and your parents for helping you be where you are today. And as you take your seats, I want you to take a moment to remember that if we've learned nothing else from COVID, we know that we can't take one moment for granted. That relationships are important. And we live in an age where it literally takes 5 seconds to send a text message to someone to say, I care about you, I love you, I'm thinking about you, how's it going? Remember to stay connected, and we will always be here. Mount Vernon has a strong, deep-seated history of staying connected to its citizens and the staff who work and feed into who you are and what you have become and what you are becoming. So use those resources and remember the power of mentorship, and one day you will be expected to reach back and support your underclassmen. to support your younger peers, your siblings, to be a mentor, and to provide assistance. Congratulations. May God bless you, and may heaven forever smile upon you.
Thank you, Dr. Hamilton. Speaking of mentors, our next presenter to bring greetings from the board trustees is Trustee Darcy Miller.
Good morning, Mount Vernon. I can't tell you how excited I am that we're here in person. And I echo what Dr. Hamilton said in thanking you, the students, for using your voices and advocating for yourself for the ceremony that you wanted and that you so deserve. I'd like to start by saying I'm not going to talk about the pandemic, but I am going to talk about the parents, the teachers, the administrators, the volunteers, everyone who's involved in this endeavor that we call the Mount Vernon City School District. Thank you. Thank you from the Board of Trustees. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping it together this past year. I know it has been very challenging for all of us, but more so for some of us. And the fact that everyone, and you students as well, kept on pushing and did not give up is so impressive to me that I know the future is in really good hands as you move forward into the world. It's one of the things I've reflected on this week is that I graduated from high school, actually outside, just like this, but I was wearing a blue gown 50 years ago this past Wednesday. And I've been reflecting on the world. And I'm reflecting on my high school years and the fact that we saw some devastating assassinations of Dr. King, of Bobby Kennedy. We saw riots. We had race riots in my town. We had walkouts, sit-ins. We had women's liberation. We had a lot of things. We had the Vietnam War. We had our own war. And I fast forward to today, and I say, boy, we really haven't done a very good job of sticking with the work, the hard work that needs to be done to make the change that will stick. It's hard for me to admit, and I'm probably a lot of your grandparents' age, it's hard for me to admit that I got complacent. I don't know if I totally sat on the sidelines, but I got complacent. I said, well, this is going okay. We're making progress. It's going to happen. We have a lot of work to do. And I have a very brief message for you today. We have to move forward. We have to be optimistic. So I said to myself, I'm not going to look back and say, wow, you really left a mess for your children and your 8 grandchildren, Darcy. You really messed up. I'm looking forward with optimism, and I'm doing everything I can to help to encourage you to get in the game. Get in the game and stay in the game. I always say to my mentees, if you're not in the game, you can't complain. So jump in, use your voice, advocate for yourselves, ask for what you need, demand what you deserve, and you define your prize. You keep your eyes on the prize. Your prize may be being a lieutenant in the armed forces. Your prize may be being a doctor. It may be being a basketball coach, an educator, a business person, an entrepreneur. Whatever you do, it's okay. Just do the best you can so that every morning when you get up and look in the mirror, you say, this is going to be a great day and I will do the best I can. And every night before you go to bed, you'll say, I did a great job today, just being me. That's the most important thing. Always remember that. No one else defines your success. I have to close by saying that Mount Vernon High School is my school. I didn't graduate from here. I graduated from a high school in New Jersey, pretty similar to probably the Mount Vernon High School in 1971. But Mount Vernon High School will always be my first love because this is the first building I visited 10 years ago when I started mentoring students at this high school. 4 of my mentees graduated from Mount Vernon High School. 3 of them have already graduated from college. They're successful, and all they needed was a little cheering from the sideline. But I know that this high school has great potential, and we have great students, and I'm a personal witness to that. And I want to thank the people who welcomed me when I got involved in this community, the school community. Ms. Williams, Dr. Gonzalez, Coach Semino, Mr. Greshes, who all my mentees said the best English teacher ever. So I just want to give a shout out to all of you. And students, you can do it. This is your day. This is your life. Make it count. We got your back. We'll always be here for you. Mount Vernon will always be here behind you. Good luck, and congratulations again. Thank you.
Next, we will have greetings brought from the illustrious city of Mount Vernon by our mayor, the Honorable Sean Patterson Howard.
Good morning, everyone. I know it's hard for the parents in the back to hear, so hopefully you'll go back and see it on video. But good morning. Congratulations to my good friend and brother, mi hermano, Dr. Gonzalez. Congratulations to the superintendent, our president of the Board of Trustees, Darcy Miller, and the board. Congratulations to the administrators and teachers and staff and support staff. Congratulations to our parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, friends, and neighbors. But most importantly, congratulations to the graduating class of Mount Vernon High School 2021. Before I start, I really need you guys to stand up for a quick minute and take a selfie with me, okay? Can y'all stand? That's right. Thank you. So today I stand as a proud 1986 Mount Vernon High School Night graduate. Today is the 35th anniversary of my high school graduation from Mount Vernon High School. And today I get to stand as your mayor and come back and speak to the future leaders of this community. I could have never imagined that as I walked the halls of Mount Vernon High School that I would have an opportunity to stand before you like this day. But I do know that in this school, I received a top-rate education, and I had incredible teachers and leaders. I met some of the best friends and my lifelong friends that I still have to this day. And now, as mayor of the city of Mount Vernon, I get to serve with some incredible alumni who walk the same halls. So let me be clear, I'm a South Side girl. I went to Longfellow, which is now, I went to Longfellow Elementary, which is Rebecca Turner, elementary school. I went to A.B. Davis and Mount Vernon High School, Howard University, Hunter College, and John Jay. And so now, understand that the path of education is important. So what did I get? Over the years, I've developed my competencies, meaning my skills. I went to college and I got my credentials, my paper that I need to move forward in my life.
But most importantly, what I received growing up here in Mount Vernon and being surrounded by incredible mentors was I developed my character. Not your reputation, not what people know you as and think about you, but your character, which is who you really are when no one else is watching, the truth of who you are. And so I stand before you today, not to impress you, but to leave a lasting impression upon you that will hopefully help you move forward. I want you to understand that my path and my journey was not always straight. In 10th grade here, I Z'd out because I focused on cutting classes, because I was disenchanted sometimes with what I didn't feel was fairness of teachers, and I had an attitude as a teen. But I got it back together in 11th and 12th grade. And in 11th grade, I went to Africa with Dr. Sproul for several weeks. And in 12th grade, I had an opportunity to travel to Bermuda with Dr. Hosea Zalakoffer, two incredible men who shaped my journey as my educators here in Mount Vernon School District and here at the Mount Vernon High School. And so I don't want you to sit there and think that you can't be me or you can't be someone who you respect because you struggle, right? I struggled with my confidence, and today I still struggle with my confidence. But I grind, I push, I surround myself with people who will sow into me, people who will believe in me, people who will always remind me who I am. And then on those days that I feel like I'm gonna fall apart, I wrap myself around in some duct tape so I can hold it together. I pray, I cry, I get up, and I get back on my grind. Because it's not about being impressed with someone. I'd rather let you understand the truth of my struggle rather than being impressed by the light of the success that you think you see. Because oftentimes we don't believe in ourselves the way other people believe in us. And so on today, regardless of what you struggle with, I want you to believe in yourself. I also want you to work on building your courage, being able to lift up your voice and speak truth to power without being apologetic. And sometimes you have to do things to be great without asking for permission. Because people won't always give you permission to be great, but you have to decide that you're going to be great anyway. Because you know who you are. You are Mount Vernon strong. You are 914. You are a knight. And I hope you understand what that means. You haven't always received all of the equitable services that others have received, but yet you stand here today. And you've learned how to be resilient. You've learned how to push through when you didn't have what you always felt that you needed. And that is going to serve you as you go forward in your future. I want you to also understand that it takes commitment. Commitment to your own education. Commitment to your own success. Invest in yourself, even when you don't feel like others will invest in you. Trust in yourself when you don't feel that others will believe in you. Find a mentor. Someone who will help you set your path and your goals. Find a coach, someone who will invest time to help you build the skills, like you have basketball and football coaches. Find life coaches who are going to invest in you. But then also make sure that you network and connect so that you can find a sponsor or a champion. And what is a sponsor or a champion? Someone who's going to believe in you so much that they will sacrifice and utilize their name to make sure that the doors are open for you and that you have a seat at the table. Because open doors are important. And sometimes when doors won't be open for you, you gotta kick them open. And when tables are not being set properly for you, set your own table. Invite the people who you feel will help you be successful. And trust me, when you set the table right, and when you start kicking open doors, then people will recognize you and they'll want to become a part of some of what your vision is. Things aren't always fair. So as you work and keep a balance between your competence and your confidence and your credentials, like I said, always hold on to your character. Be careful that your credentials and your confidence don't get you into rooms where your character can't hold you. Be careful, because people will see who you are and the strength of who you are, and they'll try and utilize it for their own success. So know the difference between being used and utilized. There's a huge difference. Don't let anyone use you, but allow them to utilize your skills and make sure as they benefit from your skills that you're also benefiting. Don't pawn your character and your credibility for position and prestige and power. Stay true to who you are. And when you do get knocked down, because you will, when you do feel like you're struggling, and you will, remember that a standing 8 is not a knockdown. Shake your shoulders, square off, and get ready to get back in the ring and do what you gotta do. Don't tap out or burn out. Tap into the strength and the power and your resilience and your faith and keep it pushing. And when you felt like you've been sucker punched, and you will be sucker punched, that's okay. Remain dignified even when you feel indignant and want to turn up and pop off. And when you feel afraid, and there will be fear, understand that you can't allow your life and your decisions to be guided by your fear, because fear will kill the landlord. Importantly, like I said, never be used, be utilized. Never be the bullet in someone else's gun. Never allow someone to use you to target others. Make sure that whatever you're passionate about and whatever you're lifting your voice about is something that's going to benefit you, benefit your community, and be right. Don't allow anything to come into your focus or your frame that's going to impact you. And most importantly, you have to know your value. You have to know your worth. You have to know what you're bringing to the table. Because oftentimes people will tell you that you're worth a lot, but they'll try and discount your value at the same time. Never put yourself on the clearance shelf. Like Apple, it never goes on sale. You don't see sale signs for BMWs and Mercedes. They know their value. So ask for what you're worth. Whether it's in a job, whether it's a scholarship, athletic or academic, make sure that you're getting what you're worth. Another thing that's important, there's a difference between showing up and turning up. When you have an opportunity, make sure you show up, that you're prepared. Because being black and brown young people from an urban community, oftentimes people will discount and underestimate what you're bringing to the game, and allow their underestimation of you to serve as your strategic advantage, and show up and turn it out. Make sure that you have authentic relationships, because the authentic relationships, the people you surround yourself with, will power you through the roughest times in your life, but then they'll also celebrate with you as you move forward and you succeed. And the last thing that I want to say to you is I'm very proud of you. And there are two people who would be sitting here today with you who are not. One is Shamoya McKenzie, who would be graduating with you today, a good basketball star, a scholar, and a community servant. And the other one is Anthony Boyd Jr., who lost his life in the beginning of May. And so I want to make sure that you take advantage of every opportunity that you have to succeed. Do what you got to do in college, vocational school, military, as an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you choose to do, and do it well. And then please, everyone doesn't have to move back to Mount Vernon, but make sure that you reinvest in this community so that other young people get an opportunity to sit where you're sitting, and they get an opportunity to walk through the doors and sit at the tables that you will sit in. Mount Vernon High School class of 2021, you're amazing. You're awesome. We believe in you, and please let us know here in the city how we can support you, invest in your future, and help you advance to your goals. God bless you, and have a great day, and be safe. Last thing, I'm going to leave you a little bit early, and I usually don't do this, but I want you to know what being from Mount Vernon is. In my sophomore year as mayor, I will have to leave you a little bit early because I will be presiding as the Vice President of the African American Mayors Association over our annual meeting this morning. And so don't let anyone ever tell you that great things don't come out of Mount Vernon. I'm not saying that I'm great, but we're reaching great heights, and you will do the same. God bless.
Thank you so much for those inspiring and encouraging words. At this time, I would like to introduce you to the one and only principal of Mount Vernon High School, Dr. Ronald Gonzalez.
Good morning. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Kenneth R. Hamilton, President of our school board, Darcy Miller, the Honorable Sean Patterson Howard, our featured speaker, Ms. Lisa Fuentes, family, guests, and candidates for the class of 2021. I am honored to bring you greetings and welcome you to the 143rd commencement ceremony for the Mount Vernon High School. An occasion like no other, to close a time like no other, for students like no others. Your journey has been interrupted by some of the most extraordinary circumstances ever faced by school-aged children in the modern era. And like the resilient, spirited children we've always known you to be, you demanded greatness. You also, by the way, demanded this in-person graduation. And just as promised, you have met all the guidelines set upon us by governing agencies to be here and celebrate. I am here to offer you congratulations on this incredible accomplishment. As our esteemed mayor alluded to, we are here today not physically joined by two members of your graduating class, Shamoya McKenzie and Anthony Boyd Jr. While they are not physically present to receive their diplomas in hand, please know and recognize that we have set aside chairs with their diploma and their picture so that they can join us in spirit. At this time, I'd like to ask for everyone to join me in a moment of silence, honoring their lives. Thank you. I have customarily highlighted some interactions with students during my commencement speeches. And while most of you are unrecognizable because you're not looking through a computer screen or just sitting off screen or making believe your microphone doesn't work, I'm even more elated to spend this short time with you because of the distance placed upon us over the last 15 months. Nonetheless, our interactions have been just as meaningful, like the lasting memory I'm going to have of Jaden falling off the bull at the prom-barbecue. By the way, I have that picture in 4K, Jaden. Or watching John Alex and Tharian Numi lend insight to the mayor to create policy that specifically targets support to combat unemployment. And of course, the infamous Zoom call to discuss this very event when Kalisha refused to go unheard. So Kalisha, just as I promised you when I called you after that Zoom call, here we are. Thank you for your tenacity and your voice. I guess that avid approach to finding your voice really works, huh, Dr. Gorman? Lastly, as you embark on this next phase of your life, you will undoubtedly take so many lessons and innovative ideas with you. I encourage you to keep learning, because if nothing else, the time spent learning during a pandemic taught you how to be self-sufficient, teach yourselves in new ways, and become independent consumers and builders of knowledge. There's a saying that encapsulates that pretty well. Necessity is the mother of invention. And while the past few months have forced us to invent, it cannot be the end. You are well prepared to conquer college, work, technologies, careers, and the world. Be your best selves and continue making all of us at the Mount Vernon High School proud. Congratulations. May God bless you, keep you safe always, and prosper you so that everything you lay your hands to will prosper.
In addition to my humble honor of being the mistress of ceremonies for this commencement ceremony, I'm also the advisor for the National Honor Society here at Mount Vernon High School, Chapter 95. And last year, because of all the challenges we experienced, I was unable to induct new members into the National Honor Society. And what remained were 4 amazing, hardworking, dedicated, and loyal young people, one of whom is today's valedictorian, and another member is today's salutatorian. I am so excited to hear them address you all today. And so we will begin with our salutatorian, Mr. John Alex.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Board Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Kenneth R. Hamilton, Principal Dr. Ronald Gonzalez, and dais guests, parents, families, and friends of the class of 2021. Welcome, everyone, to the commencement ceremony of us, the graduates of the class of 2021, of the one and only Mount Vernon High School. It is a great honor to stand here on this podium, addressing everyone before me. Getting here was a challenge that I could not have accomplished without the support of countless individuals. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for things innumerable. I want to thank my parents and my family who have given me wisdom, courage, and love amid my educational journey. I want to share my appreciation for all my teachers, past and present, for the knowledge they have passed on to me and my peers. Thank you for exerting your time for the sake of the next generation. I want to thank our principal, Dr. Ronald Gonzalez, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Kenneth Hamilton, the school board, and all of the staff for their continued effort. I can't forget my school counselors, Ms. Lolita Green and Ms. Peggy Williams, who have led me all the way and pulled me up when I needed it the most. I also want to thank all of our school counselors for the work that is often unnoticed. Last but not least, I want to show my appreciation and congratulate you, the class of 2021, for your determination and resilience in school. I have great admiration for the work that we have done to reach this pinnacle of our lives. Remember AP English with Mr. Gracious? I think that none of us were expecting the sheer number of essays that class took from us. Or physics with Ms. M, where even the simple questions seemed beyond understanding at first. The amount of effort that everyone has put in into those difficult classes is the reason that we have made it on this field today. We have made a very unique and special journey through high school, which started with normality, but finished with the worst that we could ever imagine. In these brief 4 years came the struggles of COVID-19 pandemic. In a flash, learning that we all understood in school shifted to online class. This was strenuous on almost everyone I know, friends and family, and even our teachers. Learning to adapt in this unfriendly environment was tricky, and that process is still a work in progress. Many of us also lost our loved ones during this battle, and others faced circumstances that I could never imagine. I offer my deepest condolences to all those who suffered because of this pandemic. We were also hit with the tragic death of George Floyd, which sparked anger and distress in many of our hearts. This day, 1 month ago, marked the first anniversary of George Floyd's death. With these events, it seemed like every day something catastrophic occurs. Our world is just brimming with fighting, grievances, and mistakes. But I see hope in every one of us here, graduating in this field today. We are carrying a legacy that will never be forgotten and will be looked upon by future generations that might one day stand here in this very field. As highlighted by everyone's beloved Mr. Marola, this world is going to be against us because we are the ones who think, the ones who act, and the ones who will shape the future. The people I see before me are the next scientists, the presidents, the astronauts, and the proud business owners of the world. We have already experienced struggle and lived through so much. This hasn't made us weak or intolerable. It has opened our eyes to the truth and the struggles of everyday life. It has shown us the faults of our society, the very same society that our forefathers have lived in. We know in our heart that what we see is wrong, and sometimes injustice happens right in front of us. Now that we are moving to a new chapter of our lives, let us not have misery over the events that unfolded, but let us have conviction over what needs to be done. We have seen with our very own eyes. Now it is time to use what we saw and change it. As graduating seniors, it feels as if a torch is being passed on to us. The torch of responsibility. The responsibility to take care of each other and make this world a better place for everyone. We have the power to make that a reality. We have the courage and the strength to finally unite people, no matter their background or belief. You may have heard this countless times before, but I want to say it again. We have the power to change the world. If we come together, there are incredible achievements that are possible. Just look at the flower planters outside our school. They came unnoticed, but we have made our school so much more beautiful. That was done because students like you and me united to make our city and school better for everyone. The pandemic is proof of how capable we are and how much we care about each other. Yes, we missed many of our senior activities. Many of us didn't get in-person education. We were separated from our friends and some of our family members due to restrictions. But the ingenuity that our class practiced was exceptional and showed our true resilience in the face of danger. We made it clear that we are still going to strengthen our friendships using Zoom, FaceTime, text, or even just old-fashioned phone calls. My friends and I started to delve into gaming because it was a space where we could have fun together. I know that everyone here did something special and unique where they achieved similar feats like me. Even though we didn't get the prom of our dreams, I am proud that we managed to come together to adapt to the current circumstances and in order to host an event like never before, the last call before fall. The memories we made here are priceless. I can still remember our adventure at the Bronx Zoo with Miss Flynn and the unbearable stench of the bird sanctuary. I think of our basketball games, which brought excitement and energy to our courts, and our hearts. I remember the fond laughter in the halls, the courts, and the cafeteria, and in the classrooms. As we leave our school behind, we should all carry the values that it has enriched within the core of our very being. Just like Mr. Rupchant proudly announces every morning, we are knights, inquisitive, knowledge-seeking, compassionate, and principled. These values should be the steps that we should take to kickstart our next chapter. Next year, whether you're going to college, working, starting your business, or something else unique, remember that you made it this far. You made it this far because of the values that we have learned and the support of so many individuals. But you wouldn't be here if not for yourself. The person who did the work was you. The one who passed and failed was you. We still made it here to commemorate our special moment. I know that everyone here has the might, the gifts, the intelligence, the capability, and the passion to move forward. I know that we can do it, that we can make it. And I know that every one of us can make a difference in this world, no matter how big or small. I wish everyone graduating today in the class of 2021 best of luck. And I wish that all of you will excel in your future goals and your dreams. As stated best by Robin Williams, you're only given a little spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. Congratulations to Mount Vernon, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
I want to personally thank the Alex family. I've had the opportunity to be the school counselor for John's older brother and now him, and it has been such a pleasure to serve them. They are amazing representatives of our school and our community. Next, we will have our valedictorian. I also had the pleasure of serving her older sister as a member of the Mount Vernon High School community who's gone off to do great things. I encourage you parents, keep sending us your best. These children inspire me every day, despite the circumstances, to come to work and to be my best self for them. I would like to introduce you to the valedictorian of the class of 2021 at Mount Vernon High School, Ms. Gabrielle Sylvester.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Good morning to the Mount Vernon City School District Board of Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Hamilton, Principal Gonzalez, faculty and administration, our honored guests, parents, family, and friends, and of course, the Mount Vernon High School class of 2021. As I begin, I'd like to thank my family and friends for all the support they have given me throughout these long 4 years. I would like to specifically thank my mom, Cheryl, for motivating me, not just through these 4 years, but throughout the 15 years of my educational career. Mom, I truly appreciate everything you have done for me, making sure I got as many opportunities as I could so that I could have the start you envisioned for me. You truly taught me the principles of hard work, patience, and dedication, and for that, I am forever grateful. As Darman says, so you see, it is because of you that I am able to stand here today with the honorable distinction as Mount Vernon High School's class of 2021's valedictorian. I'd also like to extend my gratitude towards my older sister, Crystal, for helping me with my math homework, even when she left for college on FaceTime, my younger sister, Abby, for being a reminder of where I once was and how far I've come. I'd also like to thank the administrators, teachers, counselors, coaches, and staff who have prepared us for this moment. Thank you to my amazing, spectacular, show-stopping guidance counselor, Mr. Wade, for putting up with my constant emails, text messages, and phone calls, asking him to read over my college essays, and for going on long rants about the future that I acted like I hated, but I truly appreciated. Thank you, Ms. Williams, who I've known since I was 13 years old when my sister was her student, and is the reason why I was always pulling all-nighters applying for scholarships. And thank you, Coach White, for encouraging me to have fun during tennis in spite of every failed serve, and trust me, there were a lot of them. Seniors, congratulations. We are gathered here today in recognition of the hard work we have invested in ourselves. Now, if you know me, You know, speaking in front of more than 10 people isn't my favorite thing to do by any means. However, I am truly honored and grateful to be able to stand before you all today and share my own 2 cents. Now, we all have been planning this day since the first day of freshman year when we were far less knowledgeable and got lost roaming the halls looking for our classes, to our most recent times, where we were forced to learn what is meant by the phrase social distancing in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. We have also further acknowledged how we are socially distant in several ways, not just physically, but also racially. We have been living in a society of such severe racial stratification for so long, the reasoning behind the global civil unrest that has surfaced in the past year. The negative experiences and narratives associated with people of color really came to light, exposing the shackles systematic racism holds on minorities. We have been given examples to make us question the primary duty of a police officer to serve and protect the people, which is just as paradoxical as the words written on the document expressing that all men are created equal. It is so painfully obvious that change is not only needed, it is long overdue. And it cannot happen without us, without each individual on this field. We must be agents of change moving forward towards fairness and equity across all aspects of society. Because each and every one of us has a voice, even in a world where we are often taught to believe otherwise. As a school composed of mainly people of color, I sincerely hope that none of us will become another statistic, victims of the biases that plague our society. As a violinist, I've noticed our journey thus far to be similar to the typical structure of a classical piece. I've studied under the meticulous instruction of Rebecca Eckfeld, who taught me a lot about classical music. Generally speaking, classical pieces develop through different sections. The first part is brisk and lively, similar to our 9th grade year as we adjusted to what it means to be a high school student, filled with so much excitement. Then it slows down, kind of like how we fell into our usual routines as sophomores. Then it gradually speeds up again, similar to our experience as juniors, as we scramble to finish taking all of our Regents, AP tests, and taking the SAT and ACT. This all leads up to the last and final section, that's strong and triumphant, just like our senior year, as we sprinted to the finish line while fulfilling all other requirements to graduate, while simultaneously applying for colleges, trade school, joining the military, and much more. Then when we get home, settle in, and get used to the feeling of being high school graduates, the music will stop. It is at that moment that we will be forced to face the deafening silence of uncertainty, an uncertainty about the future. It is that moment when we realize that we have to figure out what the next song is going to be. We have to figure out the melody and harmony that's going to be played next, what's yet to come. And it is going to be scary until we find our footing, and the next song starts, and we finally get into that groove. I think this all shows the unpredictability of life and the opportunities and challenges that come our way. But our experiences have prepared us for the inevitable changes that are meant to come. So what is that rhythm going to be? It is for us to figure that out, and I am honestly so excited to see what we all create. So in essence, today does not only mark the end of something, it marks the beginning of the next chapter of our lives as global citizens. After walking across this platform, receiving your diploma with fist bumps and air hugs, and getting your picture taken before heading back down to join the rest of your class, you may wonder, what's going to happen next? What comes after that silence? The feeling of happiness and a sense of reassurance from the achievement may be shadowed by an overwhelming feeling of apprehension about an unknown future. While we're all in the same boat, what I can say is this. A lot of us changed so much during quarantine. Some of us found new hobbies, others dyed their hair, and others shaved their heads. Some of us did it all. Change is constant. There's no avoiding it. And that is something I really came to understand this past year. So if you want to change your major, go for it. Find something you are truly passionate about. If you want to learn a new language, I say learn 2. Okay, maybe 2 is a bit of a reach right now, but my point is, change is all part of growth. And growth is not a linear process by any means. It's a journey that has many ups and downs and all kinds of crazy curves. Growth is a marathon, not a sprint. It is a race against yourself. And be mindful that with growth, inevitably comes failure, so don't be afraid of it. In fact, embrace it with open arms. As Mount Vernon native Denzel Washington once said,
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose, you will embarrass yourself, you will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. Nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. It doesn't matter where you come from, small or big, 4 square miles or 100 square miles. Each and every one of us here today has the capability of leaving an impact on this world. We should all be proud and celebrate the achievements, talents, and outstanding success of Mount Vernon High School's class of 2021. Now wait, if you think we're killing it now, just wait till you see what we do in 10 years from now. We're gonna have a whole lot more to celebrate in the future. That being said, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. My name is Gabrielle Anne-Marie Antoinette Sylvester, and thank you for listening.
At this time, I would like to call forward Dr. Kenneth R. Hamilton, Superintendent of Schools, for the presentation of special awards.
Not every student will be able to graduate as our 2 last speakers, as valedictorian and salutatorian of their class. But that does not at all mean that there aren't students who have demonstrated extraordinary successes. I am honored to present the Kenneth R. Hamilton Superintendent's Award to the most improved student. My first award is presented to Sarah Levine. The award reads, in recognition of your dedication and hard work to earn this award for the most improved student. My next award, again for most improved, Deja Jackson. Congratulations to all of our students.
At this time, we will have a presentation of awards from Assemblyman of District 89, J. Gary Pretlow, New York State.
Thank you and good morning, everyone. I have just congratulations to the class of 2021. You guys went through a lot of stuff, especially through last year. You fought to have this ceremony outdoors, and I love it. Doctors Hamilton, Gonzalez, President Miller, congratulations on the work that you've done to bring these fine young men and women to the forefront. Now, I've been asked to be brief, so I will be extremely brief. And I have just one word for you, one word. And that word is perseverance. Just let it sink in, perseverance. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, you can do if you keep trying. Everyone knows Reggie Jackson is a great home run hitter. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times, more than any other baseball player. But no one remembers the strikeouts, they remember the home runs. Everyone knows of Thomas Edison, the inventor of the phonograph and the light bulb. Thomas Edison had 1,000 failures before he came up with the light bulb. So what I want you to do, because every one of you, every single one of you has talent that can do whatever it is you put your minds to do, and I pour upon you to do it. Now, I didn't come here to give a speech, I came to give a special award, so I kind of got off track. Every year I give a community leadership award, and this is the first time I've actually done it at the high school graduation. And the reward is usually for $1,000. But because I'm so impressed with you guys, and because the recipient is going to my alma mater, I'm doubling it to $2,000. And I'd like Jessica Vasquez to come and accept this. I know you're here. There she is.
I can empathize with Jessica. My last name is Williams, so we often end up in the back. But the Bible says, the last shall be first. I'm just saying. And now I'd like to call Dr. Ronald Gonzalez for another special presentation.
Thank you again, Ms. Williams. Among some of the roles that I play here in the City School District of Mount Vernon, my obvious and most important role is to serve as your proud principal at the Mount Vernon High School. I am also the president of the Mount Vernon Administrators Group, which represents all of the administrators throughout the district. And with that, I am extremely proud to present the Mount Vernon Administrators Group Leadership Award to none other than Gabriel Sylvester.
At this time, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Luisa Fuentes. Luisa Fuentes lives in Orange County, New York, now was raised in Westchester, attended and graduated from New Rochelle High School, which we will forgive, and Sarah Lawrence College. She attended Rutgers University Law School, where she graduated with a Juris Doctor and a newborn son. Before practicing law, Luisa worked in various child welfare and domestic violence programs throughout Westchester County, including Abbott House, St. Christopher's, Inc., and My Sister's Place. In 2007, she began her legal career at Essex Newark Legal Services, where she worked 7 years in the elder law, consumer, and housing units under the guidance of Executive Director Felipe Chavana. Luisa then served as an assistant district attorney in New York, prosecuting intimate partner violence and sexual assault crimes. She thereafter spent a year in private practice as a generalist, mostly working on adult victims of abuse and as a pool attorney with the Office of the Law Guardian on behalf of children who were involved in court cases brought by the Division of Child Protective and Primacy. Currently, Luisa works with a legal services organization in New Jersey, where she provides legal consultation and/or representation in family law issues such as domestic violence, restraining orders, custody, divorce, to victims of intimate partner violence who are referred through the Morris County Family Justice Center. Luisa is a classically trained singer who has been a featured performer with the Volunteer Lawyers for the Arts program and has performed throughout New York and New Jersey in various community theaters and cabarets. In her spare time, she teaches dance and makes costumes and accessories as a hobby. Please put your hands together and welcome our keynote speaker, Luisa Fuentes.
I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not just that formal. First of all, it's an honor to be here, so thank you. I got the opportunity to speak on Zoom with Miss Izzo's class, excuse me, I like Lizzo. Miss Izzo's class, and it was not just a privilege, it was an honor, but it also taught me something that until that moment I didn't realize, and that's you kids are okay. You kids are okay, and we're going to be okay because of you. Now, as keynote speaker, a lot of what I was going to say, that's the bad thing about being a keynote speaker, everybody says what you meant to say, so you kind of come up with stuff on the fly. So, if anything comes out my mouth that offends anyone, I apologize. I'm going to do my damnedest to not let that happen. But let me tell you what we're not going to do when we get out of here. We are not going to ask. We are going to demand. You are going to demand, because our great-great-grandparents asked. Their parents asked. My great-grandparents asked, and my parents asked, and here we stand today, still having to remind people that black and brown lives matter. But they don't just matter, we are essential. Essential. So remember that every time you look at yourself in the mirror. Remember that with every person you interact with. Because when we go out there today and tomorrow and next week and next year, people are going to ask you what you want. You tell them, I don't want, I demand. Our society today is messed up in so many ways. You are all going to face challenges that my parents thought they had defeated in time for my birth, but they hadn't. Not only are we facing pandemics for around the world, we are still facing the murder of people that look like us by the police on a much greater basis than they do with our white counterparts. We are still facing LGBTQ discrimination and murder. We are still facing domestic violence every day as a health emergency, not as a personal problem. So when you go out there today, tomorrow, next week, you demand equity. You demand justice, because you're the ones that are going to have to carry this torch forward. My time is coming to an end, y'all. And we've done what we could, but we still haven't done enough, or else you wouldn't be facing what it is you are going to be facing. So please, when you get out there, remind the powers that be that they work for you. Not everyone out here is going to be a legislator, but all y'all can pick up the phone to contact your legislators and demand that what they do up in Albany, down in Washington, serves you, because you put them there. Never forget the power you have and utilize it. My second point is that you are enough. And I demand all of you, whether you say it to yourself now, whether you scream it out loud, whether you say it to yourself in the mirror every day, I am enough. Because too many people out here are going to tell you, you are less than, you are not as good as, try harder, work faster, do more. And in some cases, you're going to absolutely have to. Sometimes you're going to fail and you're going to fall flat on your butt. Shake it off and keep it moving, because you are enough. You can get it done. Not only can you, you must get it done. Whatever it is up to you. Don't ever lose who you are. But also remember, just as you struggle, there are people out here struggling on the same wavelength, in the same ways, and in sometimes even greater ways than you are. Pay it forward, lend a hand. Sometimes listening to what someone else is saying, wants, or needs is the most invaluable thing you can do when someone is struggling. Be that shoulder and that ear that you would want them to be if you were in their circumstance. But always make them respect your boundaries. Demand that they do. One of my favorite quotes is that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Let me hit you to the last part of that statement. That mediocrity can pay to greatness. So let's put that whole thing together. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. That mediocrity can pay to greatness. You all must be the greatness others are paying their respects to. Because if you don't do it, who will? If you don't do it now and tomorrow, who will and when? This is not just part of your time. This is the beginning of your reign. And I said that, your reign. You must go out here being the wonderful, magnanimous, intelligent, funny, silly, stupid, fun-loving person you are and make that world respect you. Because if you don't, it will walk all over you. Now, I know this probably isn't as upbeat as y'all want it to be, but I'm also a realist. The upbeat part is you are in control of what you do next. How you do it, when you do it, and I'll say it, to whom you do it to. Whether that is making a splash in a company, whether that is graduating from law school or medical school, whether that is becoming a 4-star general in the military, you are in control of what you do next, how you do it, when you do it, and to whom you do it to. Never forget this. As I look out here, as the sun is now starting to beat down on us and we're all getting a little hot and tired, I'm going to start wrapping up. But I just want everybody to realize that this moment is just a moment. But it's the foundation of the future you decide to build for yourself. And as you build a greater future for yourself, it will impact your siblings. And I'm saying siblings because we've got brothers, we've got sisters, and we've got non-binary siblings that we all love and care for. So our siblings, make this world better for you and for them. Because we are all we have, each other and yourselves. You are enough, and you better go out there and demand. Congratulations to every graduate, every parent, every guardian, every sibling, every teacher, every administrator for this day, and get out there and raise some hell.
Thank you so much for those impassioned and inspiring words. Please, let's give our keynote speaker another warm round of applause. It is the time you have all been waiting for. Yes! The presentation of the class of 2021 to the Superintendent of Schools. I call forward Dr. Ronald Gonzalez, Principal of Mount Vernon High School.
Well, this is the moment that you are prepared for through 15 months of on-screen, off-screen, 2.5 years before that of in-person, and here we are in person. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you, Dr. Hamilton, the candidates for graduation for the class of 2021 from the Mount Vernon High School.
Dr. Gonzalez, is it your affirmation that the young men and women before me this afternoon have satisfactorily completed all of the requirements necessary in accordance with the New York State Department of Education to earn their high school diploma from the Mount Vernon City School District?
Yes, indeed.
Then by the power invested in me by the New York State Department of Education, I declare that these young men and women are official graduates from the Mount Vernon City School District.
We will begin the presentation of diplomas to our valedictorian, Ms. Gabrielle Sylvester, and our salutatorian, Mr. John Alex. Would the members of the National Honor Society please rise and come forward to receive your diplomas as well? Right behind them, we would like all of our seniors in the International Baccalaureate program to please rise. Miguel Ahimadi, National Honor Society, International Baccalaureate Senior.
Joshua Nonfluis, National Honor Society. Yvonne Bryan, International Baccalaureate student. Christian Rodriguez. Jaden Young. Daisy Ovensary. Again, Gabrielle Sylvester and John Alex. Tharea Numi.
Stephanie Arizantieta. Hillary Bavarona. Asharia Barteen.
Yeah, he's good. Oh, I know. But, yeah, he's good.
Chanel Abrahams.
Everybody, they kept this shit going.
Jordan Brown. Jamal Buchanan. Nakaya Cates. Angel Charles. Ashanti Diamond Clark. Corey Coleman. Nevaeh Corbett. Kanijah Daniel. Joshua Darko. Dejanay Dennis. Kalisha Dukas. Emily Edwards. Sanaya Hamilton. Catherine Thomas. Mia Riley. Kayla Thompson. Daylin Montes Sorno. Kaya Matthew. Leah Giovanna Uribe Valdez. Mahogany Massey. Melissa Lopez. Tyler Fralin. Paige Lowe. Prince Hewitt. Miranda Wright. Tiana Wheeler. Sade Clinton. Aaliyah Moore.
Kadian Brary. Rafael Diaz. Adrian Wright. Georgina Hall. Mara Tonia Dixon. Daniel Douglas. Judah Elliott. Chanel Ferguson. Samuel Elias. Brandon Fernandez. Zaida Galan. Zaida Galan. Justin Goldsmith. Solana and Jane Garcia. Sashel Harvey. Tazaya Grant. Kayla Green. Jeremy Griffin. Tanika Hamlin. Anaya Harrison. Anthony Ingram. Juliana Lopez. Nicholas Milton. Sakaya Moore. Hakeem Nicholson. Daisy Nunez Polito. Dominic Osavio. Natasha Passy. Latavia Payne. Sabrina Phillips. Zanaya Porter. Deshaun Nichols. Declan Murphy. Donna Marie Gordon. Angelique Rodriguez. These are my wonderful students from the Mount Vernon High School Sundown program. Love them. And they have exceeded and they have done well. I'm so proud of them.
So my first one is Nautical Burgess. Josiah Caldo. Come on, y'all give it up for them. They worked hard. Chandre Christian. Zion Clark. Drew Neal Guy. Xavier Harrison. Justin McBride. Isakari Martin. Sarah Levine. We got the Super Award. You did it. Yes, they did. Carlington Neal. Brandon Reed. Nathaniel Rodriguez. Ratajay Willis. Come on, give it up for my kids, y'all. And now we would like to present to you our ACE students. Please give a warm round of applause. Dejanay Ashman. Emmanuel Liafi. Althea Liard. Zahidi Pinnock. Sarah Powell. Muhammadu Trawali. And last but not least,
Yeah, this is a group. Yo, lead. Come on, boy.
Dylan Zarate Ruiz.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Yusuf Aded.
Yeah, you.
Natea Alzi. Talicia Bingham.
Yeah, I just texted her. She texted me back. She said she's on last night.
King Brooks.
Yeah, she said the last year. Okay.
Katrina Campbell.
All right, no problem. Okay, all right.
Raina Cardin. Trayvon Carter. Chasey Castillo Mata. Haley Chisholm. Kenny Clemente Rodriguez. Anaya Dalton. Jamie Devon.
Take your mask off, baby. Around your waist.
Thomas Dyer. Kavon Facey. Rosario Garcia.
Yeah, let's go, Vo! Let's go, best friends! Let's get it!
I know that she don't want to
Lee Rose. Anita Guy. Joshua Hill. Deasia Jackson. Gabriela Matias. Ellen Bidet. Lindsay Mena Gonzalez. Corey Murray.
I'm right here.
Essence Nolan.
I have your sister's here to stop me, so I don't do it.
Gavin Parker. Laval Randall. Sharice Reed. Madaya Sim. Nishaya Snowden. Ana Julia Matos Limo. Lanaya Ragland. Brandon Stewart. Nordia Weiss. Jonas Wakefield. Bria Bailey. Natalie Soriano Gallagher. Soraya Richardson. Acalia Neal. Joel Phillip. Tyrese Prescott. Faith Ravenel. Baha Rafai. Stephanie Rodriguez. Nene Siddiq. Raheem Sinclair. Shannon Street. Sanai Thompson. Brandon Wallace. Kiana Wright. Luis Yensen.
Jalen Bennett. Shaquana Brooks. Raven Sarah Daniel. Alicia Renee Finley. Leah Gordon. Ayana Lanice Gresham.
I want to take a piece of you over there.
Delgardo Anthony Hutchinson. Mama D. Kajera. Omarion McCullum. Anaya Smith. Kayla Washington Richard. Javon White. Lara Catherine Ohana DiBiase.
Good day, Mount Vernon. Trinice Barrett. Kimba Bennett. Kamar Clark. Gabriella Finlater. Jaden Freeman. Sukna Gay. Naja Grant. Keanu Henry. Denise Iglesias. Samuel Jackson. Kiara Jarrett. Dwayne Lawrence.
Yes, Oaks.
Jose Moret. Jesus Reynoso. Wilhelmina Renoir. Xavier Milano. Devon Rodriguez. Dwayne Rutherford. Bovell Salmon. Nicole Santos. Ashley Vanderwerf. Jameek Wilson. Courtney Wright.
And what do we say about being last? I am so proud of my seniors. Saving the best for last. Thank you, Dr. Bennett. Stephanie Romanola Alves. Ashley Brown. Marquise Foster.
Ladies, you're blocking up his thing. They're taping.
Leo Gordon.
Excuse me.
Ryan Henderson. Justin Brown. Princess Hewitt. Kiara Campbell. Mr. A.J. Cope. Roderick Johnson. Juliana De Silva. Bobby Nelson.
Oh, Bobby. Yeah.
Kayla Nelson. Nicole Nunez. Jessica Vasquez. Juliana Basabe. Michael Ellis Jr. Destiny Ferguson. Crystal Mayako. Michaela Phillip. Vanessa Prashad. Sherilyn Hara. Brianna Randall. Akeem Roden. Gabrielle Riley. Bryson Ruiz. Dana Ryder. Jasmine Salandi. Nyla Sanders. Leanne Smith. Jaden Stanley. Maya Wright. Wilkins Valcourt. Raven Potter. Ray Silva. Tariana Montague.
Graduates, if you will, one last time, please stand. We have to move our tassels. The significance of moving the tassel from right to left signifies the completion of a journey. For you, it's the completion of your K-12 or pre-K through 12 experience. So at this time, graduates, please with your left hand, reach across your hoods, move your tassels from right to left. You are now graduates of the class of